I just watched the new uh, queer romance kind of drama film called Girls Like Girls from Hayley Kiyoko. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And was finally able to check this movie out on Peacock. I was able to drop on Peacock today, so finally I got to check this movie out. I believe it was shown at some film festivals towards the ends of last year, so technically it's dated as a 2025 film, but I I didn't get to check it out at a film festival last year, and I don't really think it had a much of a release earlier this year. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is the first time this movie's really coming out for most people to check out this year. And I finally watched it, and it was a very interesting exploration overall of through the character of Coley, who very quickly in the film ends up meeting this other girl, um, Sonia, and a bunch of her friends and boyfriend, and they end up meeting each other and instantly having this very close connection and very fast budding friendship. And throughout the course of the film, we see both of them continuing to hang out with each other in either alone in either Coley's house or Sonia's house, or they go swimming together or go out and get alcohol or something to eat, go to parties with their other friends. And what was really interesting for at least the beginning portion of the film, and very clearly what it would be exploring throughout the rest of the film, was for Coley's side. She had just been coming off this year of losing her mom and reconnecting with her dad, who she's been estranged with for much of her life, having lived with her mom majority of her life until her mom had passed away. And once she meets Sonia, the her life instantly, you can tell, very instantly becomes a lot brighter. She really looks forward to going out of the house and hanging out with Sonia, and really feeling like it feels like she now has a true purpose again in life and finds enjoyment in living again. While Sonia, on the flip side, is very much portrayed and perceived as this typical teenage girl who is much more concerned with how everyone else around her views her and how she feels from that. And with the budding relationship, and eventually they end up very much loving each other, as the film goes along, it complicates her worldview, Sonia's worldview, and she then becomes very confused about whether whether what she has with Coley is right, and if it really will work. But then at the same time, what will her friends, and especially her boyfriend, who really is this absolute jerk and just she really should not be with him whatsoever, and then as well what her mom thinks. So she's just fully so much more concerned with what all the other people she knows and is close to would view this relationship as, rather than really thinking about if she's truly happy with this relationship she's growing with Coley, and whether it would benefit her more so than really what everyone else around her, including her mom, would think about it. And Coley, as we see, and then at the same time, Coley, as we see move throughout the rest of the film, we see that her dad is very much trying eventually to really try and reconnect with her and rebuild their relationship, but Coley eventually just does not want to engage with him at all and is always going out to see Sonia or some other people, and he gets to a point where he's just like, you have to just stop, we have to actually talk. And this was kind of my biggest issue with the film, is that at no point, as Coley is going through her relationship with Sonia, and as it continues to grow and as it evolves and changes, at no point does she bring this up to her dad. And, like, yes, of course, like, I get that she has really been estranged from him for very long in her life, but at the same time, I was like, well, she still should bring this up to him and talk to him about it. But at no point does she really end up doing that until he kind of forces her to really talk with him. And it's at a point where he's like, you just have to move on and start living your life more so than just kind of being stuck in the past, or letting her feelings for at a certain point in the film, her feelings for Sonia really dictate how she's living her life now. So then we finally see her kind of start to move on, start to live a more normal life for her. And then eventually you get towards the end of the film, of course, and both Coley and Sonia eventually reunite. And this was another kind of issue I had with it, but it was more so kind of an oddity with the film, of just how the film ended and then, like, actually ended after the credits. So it felt both kind of like natural and, like, of course, this is how it ends, but also at the same time somewhat underwhelming to a degree. I don't know if underwhelming is the right word, but it didn't feel like it fully got to the right and truly natural and satisfying conclusion that the film really was really trying to get to. So overall, I think Girls Like Girls was a good exploration of lesbian love, and especially young teenage lesbian love and the complexities of that. But at the same time, I feel like the film also didn't fully get to where it wanted with its messaging by the end, and really having a satisfying, truly natural end to the story it was telling and the themes it was trying to explore. But overall, I mean, I would say definitely check this film out if you like these types of films, and also if you're a fan of Hayley Kiyoko and know of her work previous to this. I know tons of people know of her and her work prior. I have not been aware of her work, but I have heard her name over the past few years, so I was interested to go and check this film out. And so, yeah, overall it was a very solid, but ultimately I felt like slightly underwhelming romance drama film.